What's up, party people in the house?
Yeah.
Wood Dog the Funk Master about to bring it to you for 2019.
Let's go.
Fresno vibes.
Let's go.
My girl, Miss G.
Miss G.
Representing the whole San Joaquin Valley.
San Joaquin.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
Fresno.
Y'all ain't ready. Come on.
Yeah. Fresno vibes. Fresno vibes. We get live. We keep it live. Fresno Cali. Yeah. Fresno vibes. Let's go. We get live, baby. We keep it live. Yeah. Yeah. Miss motherfucking G. Yeah. Fresno vibes. We get it live. We stay live, baby. Yeah.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
put your hands together for Fresno's loveliest, most dopest
That's
MC.
right.
Miss G.
Miss G.
What's up, Fresno? Happy Tuesday! Happy Tuesday! What's up, Fresno? Check out my co-host. Her name is Rosemari. What's up, Rosemari?
Hey,
Yeah,
it was a
Rosemary.
good day.
Are you having a good day?
It was a good day.
So, Rosemari is a very dear, very old family friend. We go back how many years?
I'm gonna say 20 years.
I'm gonna say I think you're right. I think you're right. So Rosemari showed up, got her nails done today. So show them your nails.
Do I show you like this?
Yes.
Do I show you like this?
Okay, so she comes to my shop. I do her nails, and I get a text from my brother saying that he's sick again. And I was like, ah, man, all right, cool, that happens. And then usually, like when I do Rosemari's nails, she comes in and we just like to talk because we're, old friends, and we just like to hang out, and we like to go to have a cocktail and some appetizers. But it was my show. It was the day of my show, so I'm like, I just got to get you in and out, dude. I got to get ready. I got to do my own hair today. And she's like, okay, bye. And then I was like, you know what, Rosemari, why don't you come be a part of the studio audience? I called her up. And then I was like, shit, man. Sit down next to me and co-host, because brother, the bartender's not here. So now it's Rosemari, the friend.
Sick. I'm sorry you're sick.
She's going to take your job, dude. So tell them a little bit about yourself.
You're a better bartender though.
Yeah, she was like,
Because I'm not a bartender.
drinks.
I can't make drinks.
And so I was like,
I can
that's
drink them though.
She likes to drink. She likes to smoke. Because
Yeah.
I'm smelling a little interesting aroma. What might that be?
Oh, that's that cannabis stuff that everybody's so against.
No, it's getting more and more
It's
more
getting a little bit
accepted.
more
Yeah.
accepted, more popular.
Yeah, so it's totally okay. We got medicinal now,
Yeah.
so it's fine, man. It's natural. It's the herb from the ground, from the
Yeah,
earth.
it's God's herb. Just like it says, this is his earth,
That's right.
you know?
God's
So-
herb, God's earth.
Yeah.
He put it here for you.
And everybody else that likes it.
Exactly. Now, I don't smoke, but I drink. But since brother the bartender's not here, we're just having some water. So everybody help yourself to some water over here. I was thinking I got an athlete coming on next. And so, I thought that perhaps, usually when I have an athlete come on, they usually don't drink. So we got plenty of water to refresh you. Mr. Charles Trembley's in the house.
Yeah.
What's up? Ooh, we're going to have some good boxing talk. But before we get to that, let's just go straight into Jackhole of the Week. And one of the things that I'm very excited about is just the fact that Rosemari is here with me. And I thought that it was all last minute, but I think it's perfect because maybe you could share your thoughts on this, my jackhole of the week. So here it is. There was a man arrested for possession of magic mushrooms. All right. And he has the best mugshot of all time, as you can see. And this is the actual headline from Pennsylvania, I believe it was. Police discover weed and 70 mushrooms. David Colleb was arrested in Pennsylvania because check this out. He was outside his neighbor's apartment wandering around for hours looking for his keys.
Uh-oh.
So, you got a man wandering around your neighbor in your neighborhood near your house. You get nervous, so they called the cops, right? I mean, it was hours. And so then the nice thing about it was the police officers helped him to his house. Can you believe that? I mean, I don't think there's any Fresno cops that are that nice. Is there? I've never heard of any.
No.
Heck no! They found this guy, high as hell, wandering around, and they help him to his house. That's really great. I think that's how cops should be, actually. But they did have to do their job because upon coming into his home, they discovered that he was hoarding weed and 70 mushrooms. And he was taken to jail where he gave, and this is a quote, this epic mugshot. So what do you guys think? How's he look? Does he look happy?
Yes,
is he
he
on
does.
mushrooms?
Yes.
Is he on mushrooms or is he high on weed?
It's either or, because they make you laugh.
He's feeling good in the neighborhood.
That's right.
So he's all right. He's not worried about it, apparently.
Nope.
So I guess, hey, I don't want to say he's my jackhole of the week. And I'm not mad at him because he's smoking weed and doing mushrooms or anything like that. Hey man, to each your own. For me, I do not partake in the herb or the shrooms. I just like to drink. The only thing you messed up on was probably chewing on too many mushrooms and getting lost in your neighborhood and
Trying to find his keys.
yes.
Where were they?
That part isn't
Isn't told.
that part isn't told, but
Damn.
they
They're
obviously
probably still in the door.
That's a good one.
they probably
Or they could have been in his pocket.
right because they actually weren't lost because the cops got into the home to help him,
Get in it.
and then
That's when they found his
yeah
stash.
his
Oh,
stash. That's the word. That's the right word. They found his personal stash, man. So
Ooh.
hey, man, you
Where'd you
guys,
say this guy lived again?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, no, I ain't going that far.
No. This would be the perfect boyfriend for you.
No,
Yeah, hook it up.
no, that's okay.
No,
No,
good?
I don't want to move away from here.
Nah, that's true.
I kind of like it here.
Yeah, been in
Even
Fresno
if it
your
is
whole
hot.
life.
Uh-huh. Yes, I
Well,
have.
actually, Madera.
Madeira, but I came to Fresno 10 years ago.
That's right. So,
So
what do you
I'm just
think,
like,
man? What do you think, Rosemary?
Well, I'm glad the cops did that for him
Yeah,
and took him home.
right.
But I was following a cop today,
You were
going to Rochelle's shop,
Enchanted Nails.
Enchanted Nails, and there was actually two of them in front of me on Bullard when I was heading that way. And the one in front of him turned, he had his blinker on. But the car one that was behind him, he didn't have his blinker on. So I had to slam on my brake, but he turned. I said, I'm sorry, but I have to say something. I wanted to do a citizen's arrest. Give him a ticket for not using the blinkers, because they're in everybody's cars.
That is true. Everybody has a blinker.
And it's in the law books that you're supposed to use them. Why do the Fresno Police Department think that they can get away with it?
Well, because they get away with everything.
Well, that's not cool.
No, it's not cool. Everybody use your blinkers no matter who you are.
I know, no matter
Don't
who
cause
you are.
accidents.
They have them in the old 50s cars.
Yep.
You know, they use them when they're out driving around.
We all got to use them.
We all got to use
It's
them.
called being courteous.
Yeah, don't be so lazy.
Yeah, we need to know where you're going, whether we're behind you or in front of you.
I know. Well, so what if you put yourself in your turning lane? Put your blinker on. Damn.
Damn it. You heard it. You
That's
heard
my
it.
biggest pet peeve of driving. That's
Blinkers?
that's when I get road rage.
Do you?
Ooh. Yeah.
I hope you don't flip people off or anything
I
like
don't,
that.
no.
You lay on the horn. What do you do?
My horn don't work in my car, so I don't use it.
So you just hold it in.
Yeah, till I get here.
Then we go. I love it. And then
That's what happened
we could talk about it and vent about it.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did.
All right. Okay,
I think
so
I did a good job.
I think that we're having a good time here, and we have to play a fantastic song, one of my favorite groups. I hope that all of your friends, all of your family, and all of your fans are listening. This is So Peligro, and they are out of Sacramento. And as far as I know, you guys have only been here one time, but me and Sam are trying to get something together so that you guys can come back to Fresno. We really need to hear your music back here in Fresno again. You guys are amazing. So if there's any Los Lobos fans, look closely, because in this video, the saxophone player is Steve Berlin of Los Lobos. So you can get their music on all major music platforms. They're amazing. They're super, super talented. And we are going to do everything we can to get them back doing a gig here in Fresno. So check out the song. It's called Parrizo. And this is Sol Peligro.
mi hermosa nena, y no te vayas mi hermosa linda. Aquí te quedas en el paraíso, aquí te quedas, yo te doy cariños. No te vayas mi hermosa nena, y no te vayas mi hermosa linda. Aquí te quedas en el paraíso, aquí te quedas sin compromiso. Si te vas yo te busco, aquí te espero, soy soltero. Estoy pensando en el futuro con mi bella, muy contento. Si te vas yo te sigo, aquí te espero con mis sueños. Estoy pensando en tus labios de mi nena, muy hermosa. No te vayas mi hermosa nena, y no te vayas mi hermosa linda. Aquí te quedas en el paraíso, aquí te quedas, yo te doy cariños. No te vayas mi hermosa nena, y no te vayas mi hermosa linda. Aquí te quedas en el paraíso, aquí te quedas sin compromiso. Si te vas yo te busco, aquí te espero, soy soltero. Estoy pensando en el futuro con mi bella, muy contento. Si te vas yo te sigo, aquí te espero con mis sueños. Estoy pensando en tus labios de mi nena, muy hermosa. Y no te vayas mi hermosa nena, y no te vayas mi hermosa linda.
What's up, Fresno? Did you like that?
Yeah, all right.
That is so peligro. And we're going to do everything we can. I hope you're listening, Tony Martin, because we want those guys back here in Fresno. We need to see them perform live once again. But now, I want you to get your hands together and make this guy feel comfortable. This is Charles Trembley.
Yeah, all right, Charles.
What's up, Charles?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you.
We've been rolling around. I mean, not rolling around. We've been... No, we've been in the same boxing circles for a while now. Yeah, and so...
So you're a big boxing fan, a big fight fan?
Yes, as you know. And so, okay, that was Rosemari playing her... Yeah, you right, Rosemari.
Thank you, Rosemari.
Out, volume down during studio time. She's fired already, guys. She's fired. All right? Did you hear that? No. So anyways, back to Charles. This guy is a local trainer. This man is also a personal trainer for Jose Ramirez.
Woo!
Yes. And I just asked him a moment ago, like, where should we start? Do you want to talk about your personal business in training, where we could put out a phone number where people could talk to you and get your business going? And he's like, I got enough business. So that signals me that he just wants to talk about boxing.
We're here for boxing. Yeah.
Whoa! All right. Well, okay, let's just get right to it. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you follow my show, and if you don't, I hope that you do from now on, because I'm trying to talk boxing as much as I can. But for Jose's last fight, I almost missed it. And let me tell you why. Because I was scheduled to do an appearance on a radio show. And I'm one of those people that once I say I'm going to do something, like, I do it, no matter how much it's killing me.
Same way.
Yeah? And I did not realize it was the night of the Jose Ramirez fight, the last one with Hooker. And so I was literally blow drying my hair and running into the living room and putting on my makeup and running into the living room. And I wanted to cry, dude, because I've never missed a fight, especially none in Fresno ever. You know what I mean? And so I was just like telling my husband, I was like, I think I want to cancel. I can't miss this fight. I'm missing things.
Sure.
When you love a
That's a big
sport,
one.
yes, and when you love a sport or anything, you don't want to miss not 1 second.
Sure.
And Eric was like, no, man, you gave your word.
But you had the phone like this while you were on the, right?
Yes, and and the thing is like, I love to be there live. I love to be there as close as I can. And so watching it like that, it was not enjoyable for me. So you're here now.
All right, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. How exciting was it?
That's very exciting. I mean, I've been in this world for many years, and
How many years in boxing?
I mean, boxing maybe 10 years, MMA way back to the early 2000s, and martial arts for 37 years.
Wow.
Some way. But, traveled all over the world, been, fights everywhere, China, the Philippines, all over the United States.
How exciting.
And Dallas, didn't seem like anything, it's just Dallas, it's the United States, not even that far away, but Dallas was exciting. Dallas is a cool town, it's a fun place to go.
Yeah?
I really like Dallas. That's a cool city.
Can I ask you a question? What was more exciting, the Dallas or the New York fight, Madison Square Garden?
Okay, so New York, well, first of all, Madison Square Garden is the...
Madison Square
that's
Garden.
That's the epicenter of
Boxing,
huge events.
yes.
There's nothing bigger. And I'm glad that boxing has kind of went back there, because for a long time, boxing really wasn't, only in Vegas for the big fights. In New York, it kind of died out. So Madison Square Garden is the classic, right?
Yes.
You made it when you play the Garden. Is that right? That's what they say?
That's what they say.
So, of course, it's the first world title fight for Jose.
Yes.
And that was what we worked so many years for. And so, of course, that's very exciting.
Plus his mom got to go.
Of course, it was amazing. It was an amazing adventure trip. We loved New York. We had to spend a week there and do some fun stuff, too. But, of course, the win was very exciting and very, very rewarding. But this win was different. I think it was two undefeated world champions fighting each other. It's the fight that when you win this fight, you win in dynamic fashion. It sets you apart from just, being a world champion to being a dominant
I love
world
that.
champion, and he skyrocketed to the number 1 ranking in the world in the weight class in the division, and to the thought process of being one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world, not just a world champion. So the aftermath of that fight was bigger than anything we've seen.
And that is why I am so happy that you are on my show, because I believe that Fresno, and you know that Fresno is a boxing town.
Absolutely.
But there are still people that don't realize, because they're not boxing fans. And that's why I love having people that are so knowledgeable, because I'm very excited. I promote it all the time. But I want people to know just how amazing and where Jose Ramirez is in the world right now. I mean, let's face it. I just read. He is ranked number 1 by ESPN. He is ranked number 1 in the world. He is ranked number 1 in the USA, and he's our Valley boy. Am I right or what?
Yeah, it's I mean, not just being ranked number 1 in your division, but being talked about. I mean, 2 weeks later, one of my other fighters, Virgil Ortiz, a young star fighter from down there, Roberts, one of Jose's main training partners, he fought in a main event on DAZN as well, and he fought one of Jose's former opponents, and what they were saying about his former opponent was, hey, this guy's been in the ring with Jose Ramirez, one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world. And that elevated the opponent.
In the world.
Because
that puts him on a higher platform.
Elevated the opponent, too, because even though you didn't win the fight, you went in there and you were able to fight. And,
absolutely. Who are you talking about? Zepeda?
Orozco.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
yes.
Orozco.
Yes.
So 2 weeks later.
That was a great fight as well.
Exactly. And, then Virgil Ortiz got to fight him just, 2 weeks after Jose's last fight. And it showed that the reputation that Jose has, when they say, hey, you fought Jose Ramirez, and that elevated the stature of this opponent.
Absolutely.
And he had been in the ring with a guy like Jose. That level of experience for him made him that much more of a threat to the fighters moving forward.
Even though he lost.
But
even though he lost, now when you get in the ring with Jose Ramirez, it elevates your platform.
Exactly.
That's the kind of athlete, and that's the kind of professional, that's the kind of world champion that has come out of our Central Valley. So I'm super proud.
We have a lot
about
of
that.
great young boxers here. There's a long history of boxing here and boxing
Yes.
clubs. There's boxing clubs that have been around for 30 plus years in town.
Right.
A lot of great young fighters.
Villardes.
We've actually had several fighters from Fresno get signed with Top Rank Boxing.
Absolutely.
Several young guys. We have a
Absolutely.
couple young guys now with Top Rank from Fresno.
Right.
Brian Lua and Isidro Ochoa both have the potential to be world champions. They're both there at Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy, which is probably right now the number 1 boxing academy in the world, with all these star young fighters and multiple
Yes.
world champions and stuff. And
I've yet to have Lua on my show, but Ochoa has been on my show a couple of times already. He's a great kid, super dedicated, and we just have a lot of talent here.
Yeah, and I train all those guys, and they're fun to work with because they're talented, they're motivated, they have futures in the sport. And part of what I do as a strength and conditioning coach, nutritionist, but is also try to guide them as far as how to be a professional athlete. I fought in MMA a little bit, but I was a world champion powerlifter, and I went to the top of a sport. Although it's a different sport, you learn a little bit about how to train, how to think, how to motivate, and then the mental aspect of it is very big. So if you have other people who've been there, like a Robert Garcia who was a world champion, you understand what happens with athletes mentally and emotionally at times.
Right.
How to avoid that and how to pull them out of a
Dark time.
slump a little bit, or
It happens.
feeling tired, or different things that happen, or
Unmotivated.
They lose confidence at times. So,
After a loss.
or just even a single bad sparring session. These guys are so driven.
Yeah.
They're so alpha personality driven guys. And even if you had one bad sparring session,
They're like,
which means nothing, right? I mean, it does. But you have to understand how to take those guys, and I spend a lot of time with them. So how to take those athletes and make sure that confidence is built up and that they're in the right place mentally and emotionally to perform.
You got to
at their
keep
best.
them motivated, Charles. You got to keep them motivated, man.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna play a real short song, and then we are gonna get right back to boxing talk because I have a lot of questions, and this is just fun for me. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna play a real quick song. This is a guy named Zaire, and the song is called "Oh Yeah." So we'll be right back in 1 minute.
Yeah. Woo!
Love it when you you say my name. Say yeah, oh yeah. Say yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love it when you back that thing. Say yeah, oh yeah. Say yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I love it when you say my name. Say yeah, oh yeah. Say yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love it when you back that thing. Say yeah, oh yeah. Say yeah, oh yeah. If you're bobbing your head, ladies, hit it smooth and slow. If you feeling me in this pitch, how you like that flow? Say, say, say. If it makes you rock with it, get with it, turn around, put a dip in it. Girl, in them stilettos, I see you. You're so hot with it. Say, say, oh, oh, oh. Love it when you say my name. Say yeah, oh yeah. Say yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love it when you back that thing. Say yeah, oh yeah. Say yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I love it when you say my name. Say yeah, oh yeah. Say yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love it when you back that thing. Say yeah, oh yeah. Say yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're back and we want to talk more boxing because that's what we love. And so tell me a little bit about how long you've been working directly with Jose, because when I first got into boxing world here in Fresno, if you remember, it was with Brian Williams, and he was like, just called me up and he was like, you know, you would be a really good boxing manager, Rochelle. And I'm like, I love boxing, but I don't know anything about management. And he was like, I will show you everything you need to know. You could do it. As from that point on, I met Smoker Joe Louis Lopez. That's who he was working closely with. And that's when I met Jose Ramirez. And what year do you think this was? 5 years ago, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, I've been with Jose since like early 2012, I think.
I think that I got in it maybe like 13 or 14, something like that. And at that time, Thrive was killing it.
Yeah, we got Thrive. What time we started Thrive in like 2015, 14, right? Yeah.
And everybody would be there. It was really great to just meet everybody that was coming up at the time. And so, how did you get involved with Jose?
Okay, so, well, it's an interesting story. So, I was running a big gym over there in Blackstone, and we had a boxing gym in there, right? So I brought in the Southeast Fresno Boxing Club to be part of our gym and offer their boxing training services and stuff in there. I also became friends with Rick Merigian, who's a promoter in town who was
The main dude.
He promoted Bob Arum, the greatest boxing
That's
promoter
the
of all
main
time,
dude of top
said that
rank.
he's never seen anybody do what Rick Merigian has done, right? So if Bob Arum, the godfather of boxing, says that, it means something, right?
Something.
But Rick was doing MMA shows at the time.
Right.
So he was going to put on an MMA show at the Chansey Stadium, and I was going to get involved and help him with it. And I told him, well, why don't you add boxing? You have lots of space, do boxing and MMA side by side. Oh, he didn't think boxing was really in the forefront anymore. He was more interested in MMA.
Wow.
I said, look, I got
interesting story.
So I got these boxing guys at our gym, and they put on a couple shows at the gym even, and they got 400 or 500 people just around from around there without even really promoting. Just the friends and family of the boxers, amateur boxers are going to put on the show. It's not a big cost. They'll do everything. Just let them do it.
Yeah.
So he said, okay, what do I care? Put it on there. But while he's at the show, and he's not so interested in the boxing part, but a mutual friend was talking to him about the kid who's fighting in the main event in the boxing show, Jose Ramirez.
Who brought on Jose to fight on that at that show? Do you remember?
I'm not sure who was responsible for that.
Okay.
But
wondering.
so Jose is fighting as the main event there, and it was
where was it located?
at the Chansey Park,
Okay.
the baseball stadium. Yeah. And so it was cool. It was an outdoor event. You had an MMA cage and a boxing ring, and both going on at the same time.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty neat. So, Rick wasn't that interested in boxing, but the guy said, you got to watch this kid. This kid's like one of the best amateurs in U.S. history, right? And okay, cool. And he watched him and said, oh, yeah, boxing is cool. He did great. He's a great fighter, but it's boxing. And I'm an MMA guy right now.
guy.
Right? MMA guy, yeah, And I was more of an MMA guy kind of at that time, although I grew up being a huge boxing fan, right? So Rick said that afterwards he went home that night was working on his computer, and he said, "What was that kid's name again? Let me check him out." He typed his name in. He said all this stuff came up like this kid's one of the greatest amateurs in U.S. I mean, he also could do La Hoya's records and Mayweather's records as an amateur.
Yes.
This kid was a superstar amateur, right? One of the greatest in U.S. history.
Yes.
And it's probably he's favored for the Olympics, and so he got involved with them. Well, at the gym there, this is back in the days when I was competing in powerlifting, and nobody believed that I could bench press 500 pounds. Right? I'd set world records in powerlifting, and I'd won a world championship and all this stuff in 2009, and so they didn't believe it. So I did this demonstration for the gym members, and Rick happened to see it. So afterwards, he's like, "How can you, at your size, lift that much weight?" So he came up and said, "Well, I got this kid, this amateur boxer. Can you help make him stronger? Do you know anything?" Yes. "Oh yeah, I've been training athletes since I was 16. My entire life, I've
Here's
done.
the story.
My whole life,
Here's
I've been.
how you got involved.
My whole life, I've been training athletes and studying and learning and researching and working with athletes of all different sports. So yeah, I'll train him." So I just got involved to help him out like that. It just grew, and he got better and stronger and better.
And you've been on ever since.
Yeah, I think that the thing is with Jose is one of the things people say about him is that he is maybe the best conditioned boxer that they've ever seen. He outworks everybody in the gym. Nobody can stay at his pace and level.
Wow.
And pound for pound, his strength and power that he can consistently put out in the ring, training or fights. Robert Garcia himself, one of the greatest boxing coaches of all time, trainer of 14 world champions and a former world champion himself, has said that he's never seen an athlete like Jose. That kind of condition, that kind of power at that weight class.
Yeah, no doubt. Not only is he amazing, let's show. Oh, great! This is from the last fight. I just love watching him. Oh my God.
He could fight at that pace for 15 rounds like they used to in the old days if he had to.
Yeah. And when I love when he's about to end the show, because there's always something that looks similar to me. When he's about to end it, it's right, left,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it's just, it doesn't stop.
He is
Amazing.
He's a special kind of athlete, he really is. And when I say these things about how he can perform, no matter what, that's God gave him some of that talent. He has to thank his parents for his genetics and all those things come into play for any athlete, of course.
Also, he works really hard.
And then he took what God gave him and he worked hard since he was 8 years old.
Right.
He's one of those guys, when you hear the stories about how, all the other kids were having fun at these boxing tournaments, and he was so focused and serious that he didn't get to have fun. Because he had a single goal from being a small child, that was to be a world champion. And so he was not going to be denied that by, lack of being serious. He never messed around in the gym. He doesn't mess around in the gym. He doesn't joke around really. It can be lighthearted at times, but he takes training serious.
Yeah, I mean, it's his job. This is his career.
It is.
But that doesn't matter. I mean, there's lots of boxers out there that this was their job, this was their career.
Mm-hmm.
And, the ones that make it happen are the ones that take it serious.
It's taking it serious. It's and also having good people around you because, look, it's not just who works the hardest, because that's a fallacy that work harder. I hate the motivational speakers.
Yeah?
Get in there, get 100% every day, 100%. You got to get up earlier. You got to work harder.
Yeah.
I say, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Because you can't always go harder. There's guys who are never going to make it, never going to be big, never going to be special in a sport, who will outwork the best players, the best champions.
Truth talk.
They will go in there and work
because
themselves
they gotta
into
have
the
the
ground.
talent.
Exactly.
The talent has
it's
to
not
be
just
there.
It's not just harder work. It's smart work. It's taking all that energy, drive, and motivation, and having good people around you steer it in the right direction, and ensure that it's done efficiently.
Right.
Right. So we have fighters that I see things with boxers where they're swimming and they're doing it. You're wasting your time.
Yeah?
Swimming. That's not.
You think?
Oh, absolutely. It's horrible. If your strength and conditioning coach and you're a boxer having you swim, he should be in prison. He should be in prison. He's a moron. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
See, now, I'm not a coach, so I would be thinking to myself, somebody that's not a coach, that is a good workout.
It's exercise.
That's good exercise.
Oh, it's fantastic exercise for just general physical preparedness.
Yeah.
Right? Great overall, like that. But what is swimming training you for? It's training you for swimming.
Well, it's not training you for boxing.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
So you only have so much energy to spend on your strength and conditioning because boxing, sparring, all that has to come first. So do you want to waste any of that energy, right?
No.
On doing something that does not directly relate
To winning.
to what you're doing in the boxing ring? No. So if you're a boxer, I'm going to give you the best advice right now. If you're a boxer and you go on these long jogs for 6-8 miles and you're swimming in a pool, please do yourself a favor. Stop right now immediately. Do not go running anymore. You're not a runner. You're a boxer.
They don't have to jog.
My
for
guys,
10 miles?
no, my guys don't go do all that running at all. And
How about how many
they're all
miles?
in the best shape.
They do some jogging, I'm sure.
This is your number of miles. Can you see that 0 right there? 0. 1 mile if you want to do like a warm up run
Little
before
cardio.
a workout. No, just a warm up run. Maybe you can run. You can run a mile for a warm up. We run when we do our track workouts and different things, stadiums and hills. You might do a quarter mile jog as a warm up, but it is not specific to what you do in the ring. It's not the
feel
right
you.
energy
Makes
system.
sense to me.
It's not the
Makes
right
sense.
muscle fiber type being trained. So you have to train with specificity for the sport, position, and needs of the athlete.
It makes sense. It makes sense because in my mind, the most important thing is winning and hitting and not get hit. So the most important thing in my mind would be strengthening, but in addition to that, making sure there's a strategy to make sure that you win in
Boxing
the ring.
skill is number one.
I mean, you got to
Nothing can interfere with that.
It has to be hand-eye coordination. That's so important. Knowing
Yep.
when to bob and weave. And
Sure.
how do you learn that? You learn that from
By
sparring.
practice. Skill is most important, right? But we can make a huge impact with strength and conditioning, make them a better athlete, increase balance, increase stability, increase speed, power, strength. But you see, the coach who trains you for this has to understand the difference between boxing and other sports.
Yeah.
The movement patterns, the energy system used, and the muscle fiber types that are targeted have to be those that are most used in boxing.
I agree. Maybe they're just thinking, maybe they're getting bored and we're just going to throw in this.
And that's terrible. But look, I'm not put somebody else down for the lack of information they have or lack of knowledge or experience. They tried their best and it's okay. And there was a point in time when I didn't know as much, of course. But the reality is that too many people are training, and it's amazing to me that you have high-level guys. You know, boxing is the most backward sport in training. You have guys get signed with big signing bonuses coming out of the Olympics, and these big promotion companies sign them and say, go train, and don't direct them at all. Now, if you got signed coming out of college and you're a football player, they're going to direct every aspect of your training, every aspect of your recovery, your nutrition. There's coaches every step of the way. There's multiple coaches every step of the way. They're going to make sure that you maximize everything. Nobody's doing that for boxers. So that's why you have to. That's why you have to
an amazing
find
coach, an amazing
a strength and conditioning nutritionist, a person who can do all that, and you have to listen to them, let them guide you every step of that way. From recovery modalities, what do you do if you get a muscle strain? Because I just seen a fighter recently have to drop out of a big fight because he had a strained groin. We did some work to make it better. He was feeling great, but 2 days before the fight, he decided to get a massage on it. He couldn't walk by the end of the night.
Oh, worked it out.
It was the wrong thing to do. Right? It was the wrong thing to do. That's not the right.
Worked it out
That's not the
too
right recovery
much.
modality, right? So
Okay, so let's play some music and then we'll get back to more boxing talk. So real quick, if you're ready, Mr. Wizard, this band is out of Los Angeles and this is one of my they're from Los Angeles. The song is called Los Angeles and the band is named Pilot Two Hill. So check it out. Hope you dig it.
My, oh my, it's so hot today. Living in LA. And so another day begins with parties dancing in the wind. I check my pockets, but I find there ain't nothing much inside. This is the city I call my home. So through this city blocks I roam, and on these streets I roll alone. I see some bottles rolling low, avoiding the propose. This is the city I call my home. The cars are jammed on the freeway, jammed on the freeway. The smog is hanging thick today. I'm far away from her today. And though I'll be returning soon to the dust and dirt and gloom, she's still the city I call my home. Her colors shine purple and gold. A pirate patch with no scoreboard. Is there some place you'd rather be? 'Cause there's no place else for me. Los Angeles, you are my home.
Yeah, that's Pilot 2 Hill. I love that song. I love that song. Those guys are badass. And so I was just telling Charles here, I am so glad to have somebody on my show that talks a lot, because usually it's me talking too much, because I'll have guests that just go like this, and then they go, yes. And so Charles here is really revved up and is very excited because he's very passionate about what he does. He knows a lot. He's very knowledgeable. And so, you know, one of the things I like to ask all of my boxing, whether I have a boxing fan or a coach or an actual fighter here on my show, I always like to ask one question. What is your favorite boxing movie of all time?
Oh, geez. Well, you know, grew up with the Rocky movies were pretty good, but
Everybody loves Rocky.
but what's that the more recent one?
Creed.
No.
Creed was the most recent
yeah,
one.
that, but not the Rocky line of movies. But what was the one with the was it? Who's the guy in it? Yeah, I forget. It's a more recent one. I'm totally lost for words.
Well, I know the most
I've never
recent
lost
one.
words.
I'm mostly I know the most recent one that I like, and it's a few years old, but I got a few all-time favorites, and mine is Hands of Stone.
Oh, yeah, with.
Did you like that one?
Roberto
Did you see
Duran?
that one?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Roberto Duran. Man, guys, is there anybody out there that's seen this one? Because this is an amazing movie about an amazing fighter.
Yeah, that's cool.
That movie, when it was debuted at Cannes Festival, it was given a 15-minute standing ovation, so it's
Really?
pretty cool. It
That's
has Robert De Niro in it, playing his amazing coach, Usher,
Well,
playing Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah. Maybe Raging Bull, right?
Ooh, that's a good one
You have
too.
to say the old school ones, yeah.
Yeah, you can't forget the old
Yeah.
school ones. I like the obscure ones because everybody thinks of Rocky, everybody thinks of Creed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But those aren't real. I like the ones that are based on true stories.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
There's not that many of them. That's just, you know.
There is. What are you talking about?
Based
what
on
about
true
the
story?
fighter? Yes. What about the fighter?
Yeah, there's a few here and there. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's one of my other
That's the one
favorites.
with Mark Wahlberg. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
okay.
that's a true story. And,
that's
and
right, that's a true story.
his brother was a fighter. He was a
Yeah.
fighter, but his brother turned into a crackhead.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's bad. And his mom manages him right into the ground. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Okay, so I am going to do something really fast, and then we'll get back to boxing if we have more time. I do got to play a little bit more music, but I want to play a game with you called This or That. So I'm just going to throw at you two things, and you got to pick one, and then tell me why. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right. Aerosmith or the Stones?
Stones.
Why? Can't
more
get
more songs I like. Yeah,
no.
more songs I like.
You're a
time.
Stones fan, man.
I'm not even a huge fan, but if I was gonna pick one, yeah, there's more songs I like.
All right. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
And the thing is, I grew up with Star Wars toys as a little kid.
Yeah.
But Star Trek is just cool. Like the new Star Trek movies, I like a lot. And they've
Okay.
had the evolution of Star Trek over all these years, the different people, different ones.
I am not a Star Trek fan.
I'm not
I
a
think
Trekkie, but
you are a Trekkie.
I'm not a Trekkie,
Charles
I'm really not.
Trembley.
I'm not. But come on,
Prince or Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I love
I mean,
them
he's the-
both.
he's
It would be
the-
hard
the
to
king of
pick
pop.
for
What do
me.
you-
It would be hard to pick for me, but I'm good with either answer.
And he was so weird that he's kind of interesting. Fun.
Yes,
And Thriller, come on,
yes.
Thriller, the greatest video of all time.
Of all
Maybe the greatest song of all time.
Absolutely.
You can't not move when you hear Thriller.
If
Everybody.
if you can't move
Thriller?
during any Michael Jackson or
Definitely Thriller,
Prince
though.
song, you better
Prince
check
is
your
good.
pulse.
But I like Prince, Purple Rain. Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Okay, Cyndi Lauper or Madonna?
Well, I don't like Madonna. And I remember,
You only got one other choice.
so I did like Cyndi Lauper back in the day, a little bit in the 80s, my era.
Because girls just want to have fun.
I think it was kind of quirky and different.
I loved her checkered board hair on the side, if anybody
Yep.
remembers that. All right, Sugar Ray Leonard or Roberto Duran?
Sugar Ray Leonard, is my all-time favorite fighter, and I actually got to meet him. I actually got to hang out a little bit with him and Thomas Hearns together after a fight. After a fight many years ago. So I got a picture of me with Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas Hearns. And when they had those epic battles, you know. Afterwards, we got to kind of hang out with them. And Sugar Ray was cool. Thomas Hearns is a cool guy too, but he's kind of a player. You know,
Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah. But they were cool. Yeah, Sugar Ray was, I think, maybe the all-time greatest fighter.
One of my favorites, definitely. You cannot. Anybody that's legendary like that, you just got to give them props. Okay, so tacos or pizza?
Tacos. I don't eat pizza ever. Tacos you can make somewhat healthy.
You can actually.
Pizza you really can't.
There's nothing you could do.
Pizza's horrible. It's the worst thing you can eat.
But have you heard about how they make instead of the dough?
I don't want to hear about
They make
cauliflower.
cauliflower.
Cauliflower's not
Have
even
you
good.
tried that?
No, cauliflower's not even good.
Why not? It's a vegetable.
It causes gastrointestinal issues and impedes your digestion. Yeah, it's not good.
No good?
It's a scam.
It's done.
Yeah. Forget the broccoli. Throw the broccoli out. Junk.
Okay, all right. I don't know if you're a baseball fan, but I'll throw it out there. Dodgers or Giants?
Well, I grew up in Southern California, so Dodgers.
Woo!
But I was an Angels fan because I lived in Anaheim, so I was an Angels fan. But still,
Fine.
I prefer
You're going to
Dodgers.
go with the Dodgers right now. You're talking to a
I'm-
major
that's
Dodger girl
Good.
right
No, I
here.
don't like the Giants at all.
Okay,
I'm not a Bay
yes!
Area person. I don't identify with anything in the Bay Area at all. I'm anti-Bay Area kind of.
And this is a big, the Giants didn't win a World Series for like 80 years, and then they won like 2 or 3 in a
Yeah.
row, and so all of a sudden Fresno became
Oh,
a Giants
all these
fan.
fans, yeah.
Oh, I've been a fan.
It's like the Golden State Warriors. No one ever. No.
Yes.
If you would have said 7 years ago, one of these people, where the Golden State
So
Warriors
true.
play, they wouldn't even know that Golden State Warriors. I don't even know where they play.
Bandwagon.
That's right.
Fuckers.
They
That's
don't even know.
it.
They don't even know what city they're from.
100%. I've been a Dodger fan since I was about 10 years old, back in the 80s when they were really kicking ass, man.
Yeah.
And when you're little and you're formidable, like my first sport was softball and baseball. So that I'm a true fan, and they haven't won a World Series in a long time, but I don't give a damn because I'm a real fan. How about that?
Well, I seen Steve Garvey play.
You did?
Back in the day when I was a little kid.
That was the dude, dude.
Steve Garvey versus Rod Carew. Guys, when they played the Phillies series.
Man, awesome. So cool, so cool. Okay, so let's play my promo, Mr. Wizard, if you will. And then, we really chopped it up. I might not have enough time here to play
But you
anything
didn't
else.
say vodka or whiskey.
Vodka or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Whiskey or
Okay.
tequila?
Whiskey. Whiskey or water? Whiskey.
You're a whiskey guy.
Whiskey. Yeah.
All right, so here's my promo. So it'll be done in a few seconds. How do you guys like my promo, huh? I was just telling everybody here in my studio audience that I do actually make these with my hand. A lot of people think that I just slap on a label, and I actually designed this label myself. Those are my 2 dragonflies, which are my tattoo, way before I started making my own soaps and lotions. But yes, I literally mix this stuff up in my kitchen, and I love it. It's something that just relaxes me. It's just something that I enjoy. And I wanted to ask Charles here that perhaps you could buy, something for your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's
Check it out.
This.
This is my
Oh, it smells
all
good.
soy.
Smells really good.
Thank you.
I do have the most amazing and beautiful girlfriend in the world.
How
So-
cute!
She deserves all of these.
Yeah, she deserves all of these. I wonder what she likes. So this one's cucumber, and we have raspberry, and this is one of my favorites because obviously it has my Fresno Vibes logo.
Cool.
And I want to point out that when you burn it at night, it's very romantic because not only is it decorative, but it also, I put these clear rocks, so it actually looks like ice that's burning in the inside. So it's just something that I came up with my assistant, actually, Gina. Gina was like, you always drink out of a martini glass. You should make a candle out of one. And I was like, you know what? That's an awesome idea. So, all right, real quick, I wanted to let everybody know that if you check out your old camcorder from 1998, do you have the picture? They actually made a mistake because back then, I know you guys know this camcorder. I know you got one in your garage. Just go and get it, turn it on, and the truth is that there was only like, I don't know, 5,000 sold, but that camcorder was actually made by mistake, and you could see through people's clothes. I think I have one of those. All right, so Charles, I just want to thank you so much for coming on, man.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I want to also ask you, how many talk shows have you done? Because you seem like a natural.
I've been on
You're really
some
good
radio
at this.
shows. Well, I just talk a lot.
You're a talker.
Yeah.
Which I did not know. We talked at length one time at Thrive when I was going to try to do a amateur boxing series there. Remember that? Yeah, you were talking. But then every now when I see you, it's like, I'm like, hey, Charles. And you're like, hey.
I'm probably rushing between one thing to the other or something.
Yeah.
You know,
No, totally. You're working.
But, one thing because we had Thrive, it was a great gym and everything.
Great gym.
People ask me all the time, when are you going to do something again? Actually, we're in the works right now. Jose Ramirez, myself, and our manager.
Yes.
And hopefully soon. I mean, the plan is coming along very nicely to open up a new training facility, boxing style
ring.
fitness, boxing ring, a very professional, very high-end facility, the best of everything. Actual boxing training, and then the boxing boot camp style fitness stuff that we were really popular for at Thrive. That's really fun, high energy.
I miss Thrive. I
And,
felt like that was my home spot. You know what I mean?
We're all about not just a quality of training that's really effective and efficient training, but that it's a environment that you look forward to coming to. So you want exercise and fitness not to be a chore. You want it to be
Right.
you want it to look something you look forward to doing, right?
Definitely. Ooh. Can I ask you, like, are we talking about 5 months, 6 months,
It
a
could
year?
be a couple months. It could
Yeah,
be
you
a
never
couple
know.
months.
It's in the talks.
It's very close. It's very close. We have a location
Oh
already.
yeah, I was just gonna ask you that.
We already have a location that looks like that's good to go, and just getting.
Do you want to say at least a side of town, north side, south side?
in the middle, which is kind of nice because
Centrally
it's,
located?
and right off the freeway where it's essentially good to everybody because we want.
I'm trying to
it's
think of
not-
spots.
Not to isolate, we want
The
we want
old
people
Four
from
Walls
anywhere.
West.
The place where anybody can go to and find something. We're not just about training boxers or elite athletes, right? It was always Thrive was always we had all the fighters there, but it was really about helping change people's lives.
Yeah.
And creating a fun family environment where everybody was supportive and helped each other, and we had great results.
You
and
did.
and that's part of the fun of it.
I miss like right now. I mean, for a while after Thrive, we had we have great gyms here. We have so many great boxing gyms. I love boxing gyms, and I miss Main Event. I miss going over there and promoting the guys that are going to be fighting, and so I'm excited. I hope that get something going. Let me know.
Yeah, it's very close. So yeah,
We could talk
Keep an
about
eye-
that.
Keep an eye out.
All right, you hear that, everybody? There's going to be a
For
fantastic.
Jose Ramirez Boxing Academy or something like that. We don't have a name yet, but it's involved with Jose, and it's a part of his dream too. Again, is to have something where he's about the community, helping people.
Right.
We did Thrive too, and the goal would be to not just boxing, but really just to help people to live a healthier, better life, enjoy doing it, and see that you can get great results and have fun at the same time.
That's what it's about. This is so great. I love having informative, intelligent, fantastic guests like this. I'm so lucky. So do we have time to play one more song, Mr. Wizard? Sure. Let's do one more song and then we'll come back very briefly and in my show. Just because I love this band so much, you guys. They're very groovy. They're a band full of white dudes, but they sound like black guys, and they're very funky. You know what I mean? It's called Blue Eyed Soul, man. You gotta dig it. So this is Sacho Grande. Go ahead and hit it. We're almost done.
sing the same song across the galaxy. From the LAX in outer space to the kids across the street. We don't want no trouble, to ourselves we keep. We're running off that map and dream. The man won't let us be. This love is just a game for you. 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 Thank you very much.
Hell yeah, that's such a grunge. I love those dudes.
That was good.
Those guys are badass. But you want to know who else is badass? This dude right here, Mr. Charles Trembley. He could chop it up. So, we talked about boxing. We talked about Jose Ramirez. We talked about possibly, that was big news for me. I'm super excited. Be sure to let me in on it.
Absolutely.
I
Be
can't
member
wait.
number one.
Yes, I want to know. I want to be out there. I'll take pictures. I'll promote. We got a possible gym coming through. What else? We're almost done. We got to end this show. So is there anything else you want to let everybody know?
There's a big likelihood still for another big fight early December in Fresno. You know, likely with Jose Ramirez fighting and defending both belts. So that's possible in the works. So look forward to that. That would be that would be the biggest sporting event in Fresno history.
Fantastic.
So if you're saving up your money for one fight, one event, save it for early December, I think. That's what I think.
Woo! We might have something big coming in December. I can't wait because I know that Jose cannot just fight here in Fresno. I know this. Sure. I accept this. But when he doesn't fight here, it hurts my feelings. I'm sad.
Yeah. I like to go other places too. It's fun. So
that is great. I cannot wait. So listen, guys, I got to end my show. And I just want you to know that next week, I am going to have the beautiful, the talented Miss Ana Louise. She's a beautiful Latina from Fresno, and she's making things happen. She has a great video. I played it the last couple of weeks. So she will be on my show next week. Don't miss it. So, you know what I like to say, man. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Besos.